Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel, Real Talk Recovery, where we talk about recovery from addiction and I share my life with you. So today I want to talk about benzo withdrawal. And always remember that I'm not a doctor, I'm not a licensed counselor, I'm just a girl in recovery who is sharing her experience. And the reason why I'm sharing this experience is in hopes to help other people and encourage you if you're struggling and let you know that you're not alone. Okay? All right. So a couple of weeks ago, I subscribed to a woman's channel who is really struggling and she's going through xanax withdrawal. And since I have subscribed to her channel, I commented and I've gotten quite a few comments underneath my comment asking me, what it was like when I went through benzo withdrawal. Now, I have been sober from Xanax, Klonopin, Valium, and Ativan for 4 years now. When I went to treatment, the first 2 weeks I was in treatment, my husband was sneaking Xanax bars into me. So I was high in treatment. I'm not proud of that. I'm just trying to give you an idea that the first 2 weeks I was on Xanax while I was in treatment. And the second 2 weeks I was sober and off everything. Now, while I was in treatment, those second 2 weeks, I think that because I was in rehab, I wasn't really focusing on how I was feeling. I can tell you that, I was talking to my counselor because I was going through a lot of periods where it was like all of a sudden my heart would just start beating so fast. So that was the first side effect of cold turkey benzo withdrawal that I realized was just, I would be just going along my regular day and all of a sudden my heart would just start beating 90 to nothing. So we're going to say increased heart rate. And it was so much so that it made me feel afraid. It was almost like my fight or flight reflex was kicking in. Okay, so that was the first thing that I noticed that second 2 weeks. Now, the second thing that I noticed was, the only way I can explain it to you is that my head would feel like it wasn't attached to my body. It would feel like my head was on a balloon and the string was like right here and my head was floating up there. So like just the sensation that my head was not attached. After I graduated out of the treatment center, I went and got put on suboxone. And so I don't remember feeling any differently then, but the long-term side effects and the long-term withdrawal that I experienced from benzos, like even sometimes now after being off of them for 4 years, I'll feel like I just feel anxiety come over me out of nowhere. And I've gotten on Wellbutrin and Lexapro, which really helps with that. And as long as I'm taking my medication as prescribed, like I really am okay. But, going from a high dose of Xanax to absolutely nothing was extremely stupid. I could have had seizures in the treatment center and die. I don't remember. I just remember not being able to sleep those second 2 weeks. I remember staying up all night long writing in my journal. I know that if you're someone who is tapering with your doctor off of Xanax and you are, you have went from maybe a bar a day down to half a bar a day, it's going to take, maybe 2 to 3 weeks before you stabilize on that dose. I'm not a medical professional, so I can't really say, how long it would take, but I just know that in my experience, it was always a week or so before I would start to feel normal again, and that's just from my own personal experience. It's really important if you're tapering off benzodiazepines or jumping off benzos to talk to your physician. Do not try to do it alone. If you are experiencing a lot of side effects such as increased heart rate, sweating, dizziness, like your head's not attached, extreme anxiety, you need to call your doctor. You need to call your doctor and let them know, hey, I know we went down. This is what's going on. I want you to know. And maybe go in there and let him check up on you and make sure you're doing okay. Now, if you are coming off of benzos, I would not recommend driving. I would not recommend being out in the real world. I would stay in my house and double down and try to stay as comfortable as possible. Because for me, it was like I would go outside and it was like the light would just hit me, and it was just 20 times worse than I ever could imagined. So the first week or so after I got out of treatment, I stayed at home. Some people might say, get out and do stuff. I know a lady who has a Instagram page, and this will really help those of you who are going through benzo withdrawal. Her Instagram is called Benzo Withdrawal Help. Okay, I will link her Instagram below when I get off here. I want all the people who are struggling with benzos to go over to her Instagram. She talks about going outside and doing grounding exercises. She talks about just touching the leaves and just things that help you when you're going through benzo withdrawal. I was withdrawing off of so many things at the same time that I can't pinpoint whether or not a lot of the things were from benzos. I was withdrawing off of Roxy's, cocaine, methamphetamine. I was on so many different drugs that it could have been a combination of all of them. But I do know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, you guys, okay? I don't want you to get discouraged. I don't want you to give up, and I don't want you to quit, okay? You can live your life without Xanax, okay? If you want to do it, you can do it. You can live your life without benzos. It's up to you, okay? You have to make that choice for yourself. There's another YouTube channel. His channel's called Sixlow, Sixlow. I will link his channel down below. He also talks about benzo withdrawal. Now, when you go to watch his channel, I'm going to warn you, like his wife taped him having a seizure at the very beginning. It was the scariest shit I've ever seen in my whole entire life. But he's been 2 years, I think now, free from benzodiazepines, and he is doing great. So, and he will tell you exactly what he went through at, each time. That's a good channel to look at if you're coming off benzos or thinking about coming off benzos. I've been free from them for 4 years, and I think when I get off suboxone, I'll be able to really make a video for you guys and let you know how I feel and what all has changed. But it's taken me every bit of 4 years to get to the healing where I'm at. It's taken me every bit of 4 years to get myself stabilized financially, with a house, with my son, just in everything in general, you guys. Recovery is a process, and it does not happen overnight. It is a slow, steady process. And as long as you're making progress and moving forward, that's all that matters. Don't beat yourself up. If you're struggling in active addiction, if you're struggling with getting off of benzos or opiates, all you have to do is start. All you have to do is make that decision and start. And then after that, you need to reach out for help, because you need support, you need fellowship, you need other addicts and alcoholics who understand. I know some of you guys might be coming off these medications and you're not a drug addict. You just want to get off the benzos, right? You could still find support in these groups where there's people who have been on, benzodiazepines for a long amount of time. A lot of us addicts were on them for a long, long time. I know some people become dependent to them and they've never used another drug in their whole entire life. And that's what I'm starting to see a lot of here on YouTube, is housewives and husbands and not kids, but grown-ups, adults like us, who got on the medication because because they needed it for their anxiety, and now they're like, cannot get off of it, and their doctor never told them, hey, this medication is extremely addictive, and that's why I have got to stress this over and over again. It is our duty as the consumer, as the patient, as the client, as whatever you are, to to ask the questions, you guys. If you're getting put on a medication, you need to ask the doctor, what is it going to do to me? Is it addictive? Will I be dependent to it? Is it narcotic? You know, like, ask these questions, because for a long time, those questions didn't even get answered when you would go in and get a prescription. Hopefully now things are changing, but I'm not sure. Anyway, whew, I got the burps, y'all. I just had a chicken sandwich. It was so good. I've been on a diet and I've been doing so good. Anyway, enough about that. This is about benzo withdrawal. I hope that any of you that are struggling, you can reach out to me anytime, day or night. Just email me at demeon@yahoo.com. That's DEMEON@yahoo.com. And I will answer you right back and help you with whatever I can. If you are struggling and you are sick and you are going through it, please call your doctor. Go to the emergency room. There's nothing to be ashamed of. Do not wait until it's too late. Benzo withdrawal is extremely dangerous and you can die from it. So I just wanted to make this video because I had a couple of questions over on that other lady's channel. I'm going to get busy right now, upload this video, and I'm going to link all those places I told you guys you can find help with benzodiazepine withdrawal, okay? I love you guys. I hope you'll stick around and subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys tonight at 7 p.m. for Big Book Study.